Tim Kirby Russia, hot takes the American medical system. When it comes to America's big medical crisis that's been going on for decade after decade, both the left and the right have it dead wrong. The right claims to be super patriotic and they love America, salute the flag, support the troops, and all this other stuff. But when it comes to an American who happens to have a bullet in their leg, all of a sudden that support vanishes. It is a major problem to look at things as individualistically as the right does. Because they always say, well, I don't want to pay for someone else who's sick, or some person got fat and they had a heart attack, I don't want to pay for that. But you forget, they're also Americans too. They're your guys. They're part of your tribe. You've got to keep these guys alive because you need them and they need you. I know it sounds kind of un-American to say that people need each other, but it's true. You could be a rugged individual, but guess what? You're not much of a rugged individual without electricity, roads, and the other people who are around you. Society is a group of people, and you need to keep Americans healthy and happy, especially because birth rates are falling. Now, the left has it wrong because their answer to everything is gigantic totalitarian bureaucracy. Yes, it does help to have some sort of national medical system, so that way if something bad happens, again, bullet in the leg, someone doesn't have to worry about can they pay for it, will the insurance cover it, will blood spilling all over the floor. They just go get the bullet pulled out. Now, the thing about socialized medicine is that very often there may be kind of a 30-minute wait till the bullet gets pulled out. You're going to be in a room with like 6 other people. Yeah, it kind of sucks. So as someone who lives in a country that has both a national guaranteed medical care system and a private medical care system, I can tell you that when the government offers something essentially for free, even if it kind of sucks and is really unpleasant, that drives down costs because in theory you could always wait a couple weeks and get it done for free. That is a major boon, a boon that could happen in America. Another issue is bureaucracy. The left always wants to solve everything with these boatloads of bureaucracy, but that's what makes medical care in America so expensive in the first place. I mean, in theory, if we live in a capitalist society, you'd think that someone with a medical degree could maybe try to go and make their own little clinic, right? And do something on their own. And there are some small clinics or private practices in America, but the thing is they're so loaded down with liability, bureaucracy, red tape, taxes, this and that it drives up the cost. If we could just back off people and maybe even make, let's call them no-sue hospitals, where you basically know it's you swim at your own risk with these doctors, the prices would go way down. The left's answer to everything is always bureaucracy, and it always makes everything less efficient, more brutal to the public, and more expensive. I just want to be clear, Russia does not have the answer to the world's medical care problems. There are definitely a lot of problems with the system here, but I can tell you one thing. It is absolutely fantastic that about 10 years ago, when my appendix burst, you know, as an American, I was sitting there and I was scared. I was like, oh, I don't know, how am I going to afford this? Should I call the ambulance? But I was like, wait, you live in a different country. Called the ambulance, they pulled out the appendix. The bed wasn't exactly the best in the world, and no one was exactly smiling as they shoved a lunch to me through some hole in a wall there. But I can tell you one thing, I'm alive, and I didn't have to pay anything. But now that I have private insurance, I can have my butt kissed by 1 million nurses and get amazing medical care for 1 million times cheaper. Well, literally tens, dozens of times cheaper than in America. That is gold, my friends. That is good.